We're back for another edition of the Giants Huddle podcast brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Giants. I am John Schmeelk. Today, it's the inside linebackers. They play off ball, they play the run, they got to play the pass as well. Interesting group. They're the leaders of that defense, right in the middle of it between the defensive line and the secondary. Here are the off-ball linebackers. And now we're joined by Giants linebacker Micah McFadden. Micah, what's going on, man?
What up, what up?
It's funny. I'm doing great. We had Daniel Bellinger here, and I'm like, I feel like you just got here, but now all of a sudden you're like a vet. Like, Is that weird for you too?
Yeah, it is strange. It's crazy how quick, the past few years have gone. And, I can think it's weird seeing all the rookies come in because, I can remember those type of days and, how long they are during this time of year and just, kind of being in your own little bubble, as a rookie and then, getting the experience I've gotten and out of this year. So it's gone by pretty quick, but it's been good.
What's the growth process been like for you? What did it meet expectations of what you thought it was going to be heading into the league? Now that you're heading into where you are now, was it a little bit different? What was it like?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always come in, you expect whatever you expect of yourself. You have high expectations and you want to go in and play and start fast. But the NFL has a learning curve to it, and I think. And as a rookie, a lot of people learned that, and I especially did. And I was lucky enough to get, some experience my first year, and going into year two, I felt more comfortable. And I think each year it's just kind of it slowed down a little bit for me, especially on the field. But yeah, I'm excited for this year, and to get into the second year within Shane's defense, and pick up where we left off.
How much does it help a defense to be with the same coach for a second year? And then how much more do you think he's going to be able to do, given A, the pieces you've added, and B, guys being in the system for that second year?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it helps a lot. Communication, I think, is the most important thing within the defense. And when you have that first year under your belt and guys have an understanding that's a little bit more complex in the first year in the system, I think it helps a lot. So, I think we've experienced it a little bit throughout OTAs and what we've been able to do so far, and moving in here to minicamp. But I think and obviously the additions we have and the veteran guys that we brought in on defense, the guys who have experience and know what it looks like. And I think Shane's going to be able to do a lot. I think he already has, and there's some little nuances we've changed since last year, and small things that'll help us play faster and be able to make plays on the back end. I think we're doing a lot of good things right now, and I think we just got to keep up the communication part, and we'll be good.
When we spoke here at this time last year, you talked about how you felt like you were oftentimes in the right position and to make the plays, but maybe you didn't finish as many plays as you would like to finish. Did you think you cleaned that up as much as you wanted to last year? I think I did to a certain extent. Yeah, I think there's still a lot left on the plate for me, and I'm looking to go get that this year. But I think last year was a step in the right direction for sure, and I feel like I've said that each year moving forward. But I think I got a lot of room to grow, and I'm excited to take that next step. What'd you see from Darius in all the opportunities he had to play late last year after Bobby's injury?
And we saw a lot. I think Darius is going to be a great football player. I think every time he got his opportunity, he came in whatever position he needed to come in, whatever he needed to know. I think he. For a rookie, he did a really good job, and I tell him that all the time. I'm like, man, you played a lot better than I did as a rookie, and it only gets, it only slows down even more, and you only get more experience, and all that helps. So I'm excited for him moving forward, and I think he did a really good job for us last year, and I think he'll continue to do that moving forward.
You mentioned you think there's a lot meat on the bone left for you, a lot more room to grow. Where are you focusing on this year in areas that you're trying to improve and kind of take that next step as a player?
I think it's kind of been a theme for me throughout my career, but I think I could make a lot more tackles, and the ones that I'm missing aren't all bad, but I think there's a lot I can learn from, and I can do a better job of finishing that. I think on the back end and making plays and in coverage, and whether it's man-to-man or zone or whatever we're doing, I think I can improve on that. I think I've done a good job in the past, but I think I can do even better, and I'm looking forward to training camp and being able to work on all that, especially against other teams. So I'm excited about it.
Finally, for guys like you and Bobby who have to run the defense, be the communicators, and lead, and so much of playing linebacker is feel, understanding gap, reading the offense based off the scheme, where you have to go. Specifically for the linebackers, being in the scheme for a second year and understanding exactly what the defensive coordinator wants from you guys, specifically against the run, where can you guys, you think, make the biggest jump, just being better on first and second downs and not allowing some of those explosive runs that really broke the back of the defense last year in a lot of those spots?
Yeah, I think, playing first and second down is going to be, good first and second down is going to be critical for us. I think, making plays behind the scrimmage if we can do that. But to your point, not letting them get, if they do break one through the line of scrimmage, I think, us or the safeties or the DBs got to come up and make a play, but make sure it stops at 10 or 12. It doesn't go to 20 or 30.
8 or 12 is fine, but 20 or 30 is going to kill you.
Yeah. You got to, limit those explosives and they get paid too. There's going to be good plays by the other team, but making sure that, when we can get a guy down or we can prevent a long play or consecutive long plays, I think that'll be a huge step for us. And I think, it's been something we've emphasized throughout this camp, and I'm excited to see it show up during the season.
Finally, when you went back and you looked at those last year, was it more of a matter of guys just missing tackles, or was it guys not being where they were supposed to be at the right time that allowed some of those explosive runs?
A little bit of both. I think more than anything, it comes down to the technique. I think pretty much everybody on our team is smart enough and knows exactly where they need to be and is usually in the right position, depending on the call. But it usually comes down to technique. I think it's our angles, whether we're taking the right angle to the ball or tracking the right hip, or keeping leverage, or knowing when you have help. If you're making a vice tackle and you have a guy outside, then you can just stay on your inside track and make the tackle that way. But I think it always comes down to the technique and fundamentals, and the thing we talk about, it's falling back on your preparation and the work we've put into to perfect those little things. So I think we've done a great job this camp, and I'm excited to see it come to fruition during training camp.
Micah, thanks, man. Best of luck this year, dude.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Now we're joined by Giants linebacker and special teams ace, Chris Board. Chris, how are you, man?
I'm doing well, man. Very blessed. How are you?
I'm doing great. So we spoke when you got here, and you talked about what you were anticipating it would be like to be here, but now you've been here for a few months. So has your experience matched what your anticipation was?
Honestly, it's been better than expected. Honestly,
how so?
Obviously, my teammates are a lot better than I thought, and the system has been pretty. It's been a smooth transition for the most part, so it's been going well, and I look forward to the fall.
What do you like about the system?
It's a lot of carryover from Baltimore. I know.
Defensive, special teams, or both?
Defensively. Special teams wise, I think the concepts are the same. I think you can't really change too much special teams wise, but defensively, I know we had a previous coordinator that was here a while back, so the terms are similar, the concepts are similar. So. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What is it about Shane Bowen's defense that you like?
Again, it's a little early right now.
Of course.
But I think just the mentality just of blitzing and then being able to cover man to man is something that I definitely like, and I definitely think I'll thrive in given the opportunity.
So you get a feel, because I'll be honest with you, last year there wasn't a ton of blitzing and playing man to man. You sense that's going to be a bigger part of what's going to happen this year.
I hope so. I hope so. But again, I'm just playing my role or doing whatever I'm asked. So
no, of course, absolutely. Yeah. Well, this will be an easier question. What do you think about the big defensive linemen that are going to be in front of the linebackers? You guys try to chase the ball.
For sure. It's definitely a blessing to have guys like Big Dex and Nacho in front of me to definitely eat up a lot of double teams and stuff. So as a linebacker, that's something you always want. And I'm definitely thankful to have them, for sure.
What has the linebacker room been like, working with Bobby, working with Micah, working with Demetrius? He's new here. Darius, a younger guy coming along. What is that room like?
Nothing but good dudes, man. We're I wouldn't say a young group. Got a lot of veterans, a couple young guys, but it's been nothing but good vibes ever since I've been there. So definitely look forward to playing with them in the fall. And
Yeah, have you set any goals for yourself here at first year with the Giants?
As far as my goals, I think special teams wise, I'd like to improve on KOR, and then my production on punt and kickoff, get more tackles, and then defensively, whenever I come in, just make a more impactful plays. So.
For the fans, I know KOR is kickoff return. What is it about kickoff return that you want to get better at?
Just my blocking, honestly, sustaining blocks and just being a better blocker. So.
No, that's interesting. Because you've been doing special teams a long time. Is that something each offseason you pick out one or two things that you want to try to make sure you get better at? Or what's that process like for you?
Yeah, you're always striving to be better and the best version of yourself. I just noticed last year KOR was one of the things that I could have been better at. So just getting better blocking is something that I kind of picked out. I
do get the sense that coverage teams are very important for the Giants this year. They bring in you, who obviously been really good at that. Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles, who's also, I think, very similar to his approach as you are. Do you feel like that's a real focus here? Just making sure the kick coverage and punt coverage units are really good to help field position as much as you can?
Yeah, I think it'll be huge this year with like the new rule. They're moving the yard line up. So I think more balls will be in play for sure. So being able to cover is going to be critical.
What did you think of the new kickoff rule now that you've kind of been through it for a year and you kind of saw what it is? Like, what are your thoughts on it?
Me personally, I don't like it.
Why?
I like actually like running up to the line and kind of get a full head of steam as I go. But I understand the concussion reasons and all that thing why they changed the rule. But I personally like the old rules. But yeah, it is what it is.
Chris, good stuff, man. I appreciate it.
You, John.
Thank you, man. Yeah. The Giants Huddle podcast is brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Giants. From game day celebrations to your everyday financial needs, Big Blue fans can get the most out of every moment with Citizens. Go to citizensbank.com/Giants.
Huddle up, get in here. If you're lined up here, you gotta go over the middle with it to score.
Right. How do we make that happen?
I don't know.
But Citizens does.
Make sense of your money with Citizens, official bank of Eli Manning.
And now we're joined by Giants linebacker Dyontae Johnson. Dyontae, what's up, man?
How you doing?
So how pumped were you to be able to get back on the field late last year and finally have all that hard work pay off?
Oh, man, I was very excited, very excited. Like you said, just to see all the hard work pay off that I've been putting in all throughout the season, just to be able to put that on show and be able to put everything together. It felt good. It felt great to be out there with the guys.
Did you have any idea when the injury happened in the summer that it would take that long?
No, I definitely didn't. Definitely didn't think it was going to take that long. But just trusting the medical staff in there, just trusting the steps that they put me through as far as training, getting back right. So, but just was glad to get back out there as soon as possible.
From our perspective, it looked like you were making a ton of plays and you were playing some really good football before the injury happened. Was that? Did you feel that as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely felt like I was in my groove. That preseason game against the Lions, made a couple plays. Unfortunately, ended early due to the injury, but I definitely felt like I was out there flying around making plays for sure.
Have you been able to pick up, you think, where you left off? I know you had so much time where you weren't on the field. Do you think slid back? Have you gotten back to where you were at that time or maybe even past where you were then?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Coming back, I definitely had to knock some of the rust off the shoulder pads, but definitely, this football, I've been, doing it my whole life, so it doesn't take long to get back into the groove. So I wouldn't say it was too much of an adjustment.
Now that you've seen this defense in action for a year and you know how they're trying to operate, how do you see yourself fitting in on defense, and where do you think your strengths can help this defense the most?
Really just in any way I can, any way Shane sees it, anywhere he puts me at, I'm going to just try to excel in my role the best I can and just how to try to help this team win in any way I can, honestly.
And, of course, special teams is a big part of what you do as well. And they've brought in a couple of really good veteran special teams player in Flannigan-Fowles and Board. What have you kind of learned from those guys in terms of continuing to develop as a special teams player?
Oh, yeah, I'm in their head every day, just as far as, like, technique, just as far as just disengagement tools they use on kickoff, KOR, just anything they got, especially punt. I feel like Chris Board and, like you said, Flan, those are experienced guys. They've been around for a long time, especially core 4 players. So I feel like I've been in their head every day, just trying to get little gems from them, little, moves, different techniques I can every day and try to apply it to my game. So,
well, dude, we can't wait to see you have another big opportunity, make some plays, and earn your way back onto the field.
Most definitely.
Dyontae, good stuff, dude. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
And now we're joined by Giants linebacker Bobby Okereke. Bobby, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
All right, so
How we doing?
good. Can you lean into the mic for me a little
Yes,
bit?
sir.
My man, thank you.
Yeah.
Second year in this defense with Shane Bowen.
Yep.
For a linebacker, I just talked to Micah McFadden about this. How does that make a difference for you in terms of just understanding exactly what he wants from you and you being able to execute what he wants from you?
Yeah, big time. It's really just about decision making and playing with quickness, honestly. This is a complex defense. There's a lot of moving parts. So year 2, understanding it, understanding how he's coaching it, understanding how I need to play it, having a whole year of film to study off of, I feel like I'm in a great spot.
How's the back, by the way? You feeling all right?
Yeah, back is great, really good. I rehabbed it all offseason. Shout out my guys, Justin Mucci and all the boys.
No surgery, nothing like that,
No
right?
surgery, nothing, just rehab. Just
That's good.
hanging upside down a little bit, that's it.
Stretch out the old spine.
Yeah, a little decompression.
Now, curious as to this, because a couple defensive players have brought this without me even asking.
Yep.
Have you seen adjustments from Shane now that, A, he's gotten some new personnel on the back end specifically and up front, not so much on your level, but Chris Board and Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles too as well.
Yep.
But have you seen adjustments in terms of the types of calls and the types of things he's going to ask you guys to do where he's adjusting his scheme to the strengths of his players?
I have, and that's been the growing process of it all. Obviously, players can come back with a better understanding, are learning the techniques that they're coaching more and, doing better at what they're asking of us. But coaching, they've done a great job, too, of just listening to the players, especially the new guys, Javon and Paulson, who have come in, and, playing to our strengths and, just getting us as cohesive as a unit as possible.
And I know Shane wants a disguise on defense. That's a big part of who does, especially in the back end, right?
Yep.
And look, there's nothing taking away from the guys, but last year you guys were playing a bunch of rookies and second-year guys. It's a lot to ask. They're trying to figure out the defense. It's hard to ask them to figure out the defense, but at the same time, well, show them this, then do that, run here, then at the snap you run there.
Yep.
That's a big ask. Is he going to be able to do a lot more of that, given the added experience for the guys still here, and then also the veterans in the back end he brought in?
Should be. Yeah, we got a lot of veteran presence. Javon is a leader, former captain. He's a great communicator in the back end. Paulson Adebo is an extreme professional. He communicates as the corner position, and he's
Those
flying
Stanford
all around.
guys, man.
Stanford guys, man. You know, they say you could tell a Stanford guy, you just can't tell him much. But yeah, it's been good. You know, we're growing and growing every day, and we're getting better, and we're excited for training camp.
You mentioned Holland. What does he bring as a leader in the back end?
Just communication and presence. You know, he's got that calm, cool, collected demeanor. He's got poise back there, so he puts everybody at ease just with the way he goes about his business.
I know you weren't completely thrilled with how last season went for you. Are you very optimistic that it's going to more look like Bobby Okereke from 2 years ago this year than the Bobby from last year?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said earlier, I'm thinking a lot less. I understand the defense at a way higher level, and I'm playing a lot faster and just excited to start making more plays.
And we can't wait to see it. Bobby,
Yes,
good
sir.
stuff, man. Appreciate it,
brother.
dude. Thank you.
If you want to know how to manage 2 minutes of crunch time football, I'm your man. But if you're wondering about a long-term financial plan, you should talk to Citizens. Hey, I can also talk lawn care.
I'd like to learn about a mowing routine.
Yes, I knew I could help. Make sense of your money with Citizens.
And now we're joined by Giants second-year linebacker, Darius Muasau. Darius, how are you, man?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
So where do you think you've taken the biggest step from when you sat down with me at the same time last year before your rookie year really got started and you were still swimming to kind of where you are today?
I think I just learned how to become a pro. I think that's the biggest thing. Just transitioning from college where, you know, we're balancing both school, you know, our home life and football and all that. But now I get to the pros, get to the league. Now football is my all-time job. So just learning how to become a pro and handling that, learning how to take care of my body, you know, how to study film, learning from the veterans, building a routine every day is what I really learned throughout this past year. And I developed and, you know, kind of made my own routine. And, you know, I felt like I had a good year, blessed to be here, and, you know, very grateful for this opportunity.
Now, I'm sure you probably got a little bit more playing time on defense than you thought you would at the end of the year, which I'm sure is very valuable for you.
Yes.
What do you think you learned on the field in those final, you know, month or two of the year that maybe you didn't quite get doing the special team stuff and the meeting room stuff before you really got that opportunity?
Yeah, I would say just experience. That's, you know, you can't take that for granted, especially in the league. Once you get on that field, you got to take advantage of the opportunities, you know, no matter how it presents itself, whether it's special teams or on defense, like you said. And I was very grateful to be on that field, you know, but it's unfortunate that Bobby O and Micah went down due to injuries and all that. But, you know, that's the beast of the animal of the NFL. Sure. You know, just guys always go down. It's the next man up mentality. And so, you know, having great guys like Bobby O and Micah McFadden and our linebacker coach Eggs, just, you know, taking lead in our room and just being able to coach me up, and not just me but also other guys that had to step up as well. We had Ty Summers had to start a game. Yeah. We had Dyontae Johnson had to step up for a game. So just having guys like that, just very mature and you know, having that mentality to where, you know, they can step up and, you know, not really leave off, you know, where Bobby O and Michael was, but just to, you know, keep it going, keep up that tempo, and, you know, as far as making plays and being productive on the field.
Did you sense the game starting to slow down for you a little bit as you got more of those reps in the final couple months?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, so I started the first week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings because Michael was down that week. And man, my head was going all over the place. You know, that was my welcome to the NFL moment. Sure. I'm lining up against Sam Darnold. You know, we got Justin Jefferson, all those guys that I grew up watching. Like, these guys was on my fantasy team growing up and all that. But now, like, I'm going against them. So that was really crazy. And then as the time went on, Micah came back, and so I was sitting behind Bobby O and Micah McFadden, learning from them, learning how, you know, how they adapt and they learn from the game and how they watch film and how they go out and just play hard every single game. And so I learned from that and just took little parts of here and there from their game and try to apply it to my game. And so, yeah, like you said, man, the game started slowing down once we started going throughout the weeks. And then like my second start, I think was Atlanta. And that's when, you know, things started to slow down because, you know, not only was I on defense, but I was still playing special teams. So even more so, just that's invaluable, like playing time. Like you can't give that up and you can't waste that opportunity.
Since you played so much and you have so much experience, I'm sure it was easier for you to set out goals for yourself this year in terms of where you wanted to get better and take the next step. What were some of those things that you really locked in on and tried to focus on during these spring and summer months so that you improved the way you wanted, the way you're going to want to in 2025?
Yeah, I would just say hone in on the defensive playbook. This is year 2 in the system. Coach Shane coming back again, and you know I love his defense and what he has planned for us and his game plan going into every week. He's very deliberate with his work and what he does and the work he sets out for all of us, and we all respect that as a defense. And so just coming into this year, just really wanting to just excel in my knowledge of the game and know the ins and outs of not only my position but all the other positions. And I feel like that's what all the, you know, successful guys in the league, that's what they do. They don't just know their defense, especially as linebackers. Like we're in the middle of the defense.
You have to know everything, right?
Yes, we're not only in the run fits every down, but we're also dropping back into pass coverage and doing all of that as the DBs do. And so just being knowledgeable and just being a sponge and soaking up all the knowledge is what I'm really trying to do going into year 2.
All right, final question. You mentioned you love Shane Bowen's defense. What is it about his defense, the way he runs this defense, that you love?
I think it allows everyone just to go out and play ball. You know, he puts in a few calls here and there, but not too much adjustments as far as, you know, where the linebackers are always thinking. It allows everyone just to go out and play ball, play fast, and I think that's what the best defenses do out there every year that are able to make turnovers, make TFLs and things like that, is just playing fast, and that's exactly what Coach Shane's Bowen defense allows us to do.
We have no one winning, so I'm going to squeeze in one more real quick.
Okay. Since
you just made the transition, and I think going from linebacker in college to linebacker in the pros, along with tight end, is probably the 2 toughest transitions because you have to you mentioned on offense, the tight end has to do everything, right?
Yes.
On defense, a linebacker has to do everything.
Yes.
What's the biggest difference, and why is it such a tough transition going from college linebacker to NFL linebacker?
Man, the toughest thing that I learned real quick in the league is that the O-lineman is they're more athletic, I would say. They're big, fast, and they're so strong. Once they get their paws on you, it's game over. So just learning how to utilize my hands, learning how to, you know, when to strike them, when to run away from them, avoid blocking. You know, at all times we want to try to avoid blocking as much as we can just to get to the ball carrier. That's the whole point of our job, is to get the ball carrier.
Sometimes you have to stack though, right?
Yes,
Sometimes
exactly.
you have to.
Sometimes there's no way of avoiding them. So that's when we have to we have to get dirty, down and dirty, get our hands on, be able to shed block. And so, but yeah, that's another thing that I've been point of emphasis going into this offseason, is just learning how to utilize my hands and shed blocking, just like the way Bobby O got long arms, so he's able to always just disengage off blocks very well. And so I'm learning from that. Learning from him is just a great opportunity for me.
Is there a big difference with the intelligence of the quarterbacks too, and how they're able to, this is going to sound bad, but manipulate guys like you and move you where they want, and you have to resist that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, that's just a part of the game, man. Just guys like, now we have Russell Wilson in our building, so going against him every day is crazy, because just seeing him manipulate, like he said, and just audibling every time that he sees a certain pressure coming from this way, boom, he checks another play going the opposite direction, or screen pass going there, or a bomb play going there. If he sees like we're dropping back into coverage, he checks it into a run play or something like that. So, and that's not just for Russ, but it's everyone in the league that's excelling at a high level. And so, you know, I'm competitive myself, and so I love taking on that task and being able to play the game within the game. And so that's one thing that I love about the sport.
We can't wait to see you in year 2, Darius.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Ben. Appreciate it.
You.
And now we're joined by Giants linebacker and special teamer Demetrius Flannigan-Fowles. Demetrius, how are you, man?
Doing great, man. How are you?
So how has the spring been? Kind of getting used to Giants football, Giants culture, and all that stuff.
It's been great. You know, getting to know the teammates, getting to know the culture. You know, it's just been a blessing, and I'm glad I'm here.
You're in the meeting room with Eggs, right, on defense? So what has it been like working with Eggs?
It's been great, man, to be able to pick his brain and kind of learn the system and learn how we do things here. It's been nothing but a blessing. When you got here, how'd they kind of explain your role to you in terms of where you fitted on defense and then where you fitted on special teams? Yeah, just kind of, being able to kind of be able to be multifaceted and kind of knowing both positions, and kind of just being able to, be ready when my name's called upon, and obviously being a dog on special teams.
All right, talk about your special teams play and being a dog on special teams. Let me start to here. What's your favorite coverage unit? You like kicks? You like punts? You like return? What do you like?
I like to hit people, so I think.
so kickoff coverage, I guess, would be number one?
Kickoff and punt is kind of the two main ones that I like, yeah.
What makes a dog on special teams?
I think it's just a relentless mindset, being able to, because it's not like, offense and defense where you know exactly kind of how things are going to go. It's kind of it's controlled chaos. So just being able to be adaptable and just find the ball, just having a nose for the ball and then getting after it.
Seems pretty obvious that the Giants made this a priority because they brought you in and then they bring in Chris Board, who I think you guys are kind of cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, no, definitely. Me and Chris, and Chris is a great dude, and obviously he's been a dog on special teams for years. So I'm excited to play with him.
What has it been like learning from Gobes in the special teams room?
Yeah, man, it's been great, man. Gobes is amazing. He's a great coach. He's a smart guy. Anything. I try to pick his brain as much as I can because I know he's been around the league for a while. And he knows the system. And he knows how to make his players make plays.
All right, let's jump to defense now. What do you think of now that you've been in it for a little bit and you're learning it? What do you think of Shane Bowen and kind of what this defense is all about?
I love it. I love the scheme. I love the different coverages that we have to kind of make the offense think a little bit. I think it's all great.
You mentioned coverages that make the offense think, and this team last year, you weren't here. They had an extremely young secondary. You had second-year guys, rookies. This year, though, you're bringing Paulson Adebo. You're bringing Javon Holland, bringing a guy like yourself. You have Bobby Okereke with a lot of experience. Are we going to see like a lot of pre-snap, post-snap movement, disguise, where you try to make that quarterback wait that extra second or two so that pass rush can get home?
Yeah, I think when you bring in veteran defensive backs and you have veterans like Bobby, I think. And it's going to be their second year in the system, so I think it's going to be great just for stuff like that, pre-snap disguise and stuff like that. So I would expect to see more stuff like that. A guy like myself, I'm not ready to do that just yet, but I know for sure, guys like Bobby and Adebo and Javon, I think they'll be able to really, flourish under this system now that this is going to be their second year.
Where are you in terms of picking everything up and?
Oh, I'm right where I need to be. I'm in a great spot, but what I'm saying, I just want to make sure that I get the job done more than the disguise.
Now we haven't spoken before, but just talking to you now, I get the sense that spring football is great, but it's not really football until the pads go on in camp, right? Are you looking forward to being a little bit more physical when things get real in the summer?
I mean that's why we play. That's why we play. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we play. So I can't wait to put the pads on and get after it and compete.
Demetrius, good stuff, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one.
That's your off-ball linebacker group. We thank them for joining us on the Giants Huddle podcast, brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the Giants. We'll see you next time.